Welcome to another episode of Sound Talk Show. Today I'm going to, it's a work session, coding live work session. I'm going to work on my website and I'm going to show you now. So let's skip the date. You can see the date on the on the lower right corner of my screen. Is that true? That's true indeed. Okay. So let's begin. So let's show you the keyboard blog. Go to keyboard blog and there is a photo I want to. Okay, so this is a working session, lots of coding, and I'm going to explain the workflow, the Emax workflow, the commands, and any technical stuff. So there is a keyboard. Join Xali Discord if you haven't already. So keyboard, there's a fantastic keyboard by Dion. This is Pepe colored keyboard. Save it, okay? Save it, name it TT something. TT keyboard Pepe. Okay, that's a great name. Save it, close it, and you go to Xali keyboard, then click on do it yourself. And you can see this Dactyle Manuform. Click on that, and you can see the glorious photos of the Dactyle Manuform keyboard. So we have many such photos I've collected, painstakingly collected, like since 10 years ago. Back then, there are not that many photos on the website. Reddit Mechanical Keyboard Forum wasn't born yet. So anyway, so I collected several. So this is here is a glorious Pepe colored keyboard. And by the way, let me show you this. Okay, do it yourself, and you go down, and then there's this funny image. Okay, go back up, Dactyle Manuform, and you can see many glorious Dactyle Manuform. So Dactyle Manuform, let me explain what is this keyboard. Okay, go back to the do-it-yourself keyboards. These are do-it-yourself keyboards. That means you buy the kit from one of these people. There's usually a link at the bottom that is a website that tells you what things to buy to build a keyboard. PCB chips and stuff. So Dactyle Manuform, in the beginning there's Dactyle. Well, in the beginning there is, let me show you. Okay, so in the beginning there is Motron keyboard, 1977. Motron keyboard. There's a video of it, typing, and there's a flat version, very expensive. I wouldn't recommend it because it's $500. Motron keyboard, 1977. Then there is copied it from, there is Kinesis Advantage 2, which is what I have. This is fantastic, $330. You go buy it. If you buy it, you can buy it from, go to all the way to the bottom. There's my review, video review, photos, lots of things, video, typing, and all the way to the bottom. You can buy it from Amazon, or you go to the Kinesis Advantage website, and you give them the discount coupon XAH. Let me show you. Okay, Kinesis Advantage 2 keyboard discount coupon XAH. Okay, you give them then you get some discount. Now, I'm not certain whether you buy it on Amazon is cheaper or on Discord. If you have common questions, type it. Okay. Immortality says, are you taking suggestions from the show notes? No. But however, if you have a question you want to ask me, you personally want to ask me, the attitude is very important, because so if you have a question, oh God, I got this question, I think Xa knows the answer, I want to ask Xa, or I want to know Xa's opinion on this, then post it. Then the show is going to be spectacular. But if your attitude is, I want to suggest to Xa to talk about this topic, that doesn't fly. There is there's 10,000 topics. Okay, so back to keyboard. Okay, great, 6 people watching. So back to keyboard. So we were talking about the history of the Dactyle Manuform keyboard. So in the beginning, there is Motron, 1977. Then there is Kinesis, 1992. 1992. Okay, somewhere 1992, somewhere around there, which is my current favorite. Then there is a do-it-yourself version, Dactyle, 2015. Okay, 2014, by this guy. You see a different aspect, different perspectives, different viewpoints of the Dactyle. By this guy, his name is Matt Anderith. I've met him in California keyboard meetup. Great guy. He codes Clojure. He's a Clojure coder. He's also a Emax user. So, and I tried it. I love this. Okay, Dactyle keyboard. It's very similar to Kinesis, but I think it's smaller, so it's better for my hand. So there's Kinesis, there's Dactyle. Then, okay, there's many different versions people build. Fantastic and beautiful Dactyle keyboard. Okay, then go back to do it yourself. Then there is Dactyle Manuform. Okay, wait, I skipped one. There is a Manuform keyboard, but I don't have a photo of it. I have it. I have a photo somewhere, but it's not easy to find. But there's a keyboard called Manuform. Okay, the thumb keys of the Manuform looks like that. However, the rest of the keyboard is not like that. But then someone combined the ideas of Dactyle and Manuform. Then they created Dactyle Manuform. So this is 2016. And now they sell, so let me show you several different versions. So this version, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, six rows. So Dion, our friend on Discord, he bought one from, so it looks like that. 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. Okay, so anyway, so he bought it, and this is his his battle station. His power station at home, and there's a red light. Red light is fantastic. Okay, I haven't turned it on, but you wanna go buy a red bulb at night. You turn it on, just the red bulb. That soothes your soul. That makes you sleep better and everything. Red light. Okay, because I did I spent several days reading about red light. So it's actually good. Buy a red bulb. So, and Dion bought this, but however, and he bought it from this guy. All keycaps. However, there's a flaw. There's a warning. Okay, if you buy it from them, in the Dion case, he got delayed. Delayed because COVID and so on. Several months delay, and he's in he's in United Kingdom. Okay, that's public information. So he bought it from them. There's delays and delays. Then eventually he got it. Then the soldering job is pretty bad. Several keys started to not work. And so on. So he had to manually do it yourself, fix it. And fairly expensive. Like you might be thinking whether you should buy the do-it-yourself or just simply buy a, pre-build. Let's go to, you can buy the, I would recommend just buy Kinesis. Okay, pre-build. That means the quality is assured. Every one of them is the same. Okay, and also I recommend linear red switches. But for you, maybe linear. I personally recommend if you already have hand pen, then you want linear light switches. Okay, so anyway, Dion bought this and it works out great. Except there's got some problems, but if he fixed it, and now it's working out great. And let me recommend Softlightkeys. Okay, so Dion is also an Emax user, so you go to Softlightkeys, which is a key binding system for Emacs. You are looking at Softlightkeys, and in the pink window is all the keystrokes I press in Emacs and the corresponding command name. So let me turn on the highlight line mod so you can see. So you see every keystroke I type, it shows up, such as moving cursor left, right, and also the corresponding command. Because in Emacs, doesn't matter what you do, what key press you press, eventually it's going to correspond to a command. Even when you move a cursor, for example, if I press the right arrow key, you see it's actually calling the command right char. That's Emacs. Everything is just a command. So it's all it's about keys and command, Emacs. So you are looking at the source code of Softlightkeys, and you can go to the top of that file, open that link, show in browser. This is the home page of Emacs Softlightkeys. Okay, it's on GitHub. It's free. Download it. Free as in Libra, freedom, and also doesn't cost you money. Fantastic. Okay, so here's the key binding. Anyway, I talked about this many times. So Softlightkeys. So copy. Let's have a record of what we did today. So we talked about history of Dactyle Manuform. So there is Kinesis. There's a lot. Jesus. Let's go back to keyboard showing browser. Let's go Ergo keyboards. Let's open Kinesis. Let's open. Okay, copy that back here. Okay, workflow. Okay, so you are looking. So I'm gonna just show you this. That's Kinesis. Open Ergo keyboards. Open Motron. Linkify. Showing browser. Links. Fantastic. And then history of Dactyle Manuform. That's right. So put it here. Showing browser. That's today's topics. And Manuform keyboard, do it yourself, Dactyle, and Dactyle Manuform. Okay, Dactyle, paste it here, back, Dactyle Manuform, paste it here, Linkify, join the links, showing browser. Fantastic. Okay, now, so Dion gave me a photo, but there's a new photo. It's a beta version, so we already saved it. Okay, let's do it again. Save it. TT. It's already exists. Do you want to replace it? No. Okay, cancel. Okay, now close that. Now I want to. So this is my blog. I want to replace this photo with a new one. So how do I do it? So first of all, go to the blog. So you press enter to open that link, and you see here it says 6 rows version that corresponds to this header. Now I move the cursor here. Now normally, so we just saved the image. So normally you want to go to the directory, download directory or whatever, then move Unix command or something, move download, then TT, I guess, yeah, move that directory to move that image to whatever the current directory. I don't know what is the current directory. So copy file path of the current buffer, paste it here. So current directory is sorry keyboard, too much problem. So let me just show you a single command that will just put the keyboard photo on this block. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, which move image to which directory? So current directory plus I means images, actually I ergo. Okay, I2. Okay, that's the directory I wanted the photo to go to. Okay, enter. Yeah, and what's the keyboard name? Okay, so what's the name you want the file to be? So I want the file to be Dactyle Manuform Pepe Dion. Okay, enter. There it is. Wait, I made a mistake. Let's do it again. Yeah, I screwed up because I moved my cursor, but what did I do? Shit. Okay, here. Yeah, okay, so here is the, this is a new file we just added. Okay, so show in browser, scroll down, you can see there it is. Now the file name, the image, so click return to open the image, go to the diode, you can see there is a low line in front of it. We don't want it, so we want to rename. So close this, close this. By the way, the command to move image is here. So where is it? These commands fly by fast. Yeah. I want to, so comments, questions. Immortality. people get annoyed by what I say. So I mean, yeah, okay, so let me just keep doing this. Okay, so let's do it again. Okay, go to Discord, open the file, save it, TT, okay, save it. Why is it already exist? I thought I deleted it. Okay, so there is already exist. Do I want to replace it? No. Okay, cancel, close that. So open this, press a key to delete the image. It no longer exists. Delete. Go to the browser, refresh, it's gone. Move the cursor here, then call this command. This command is .html move image file. Okay, then choose a directory to save it to. So KB Pepe. Okay, let's just say that. Okay, so open it, it's there. Go to the browser, refresh, there, fantastic. Now I want to rename the image. Okay, so call this command, which is .html rename source file path. Okay, then rename it by Dactyle Manuform let's say Pepe Dion. Okay. So when you call the image command, it automatically adds a random string. So enter. So we have renamed it. So copy the file path, paste it here, make a new one. Why do I make a new one? Because you can see the alt, the alt attribute over here is still the alt attribute. So anyway, delete that. Okay, the new image is now smaller. Okay, refresh, magnify, refresh. Okay, now I have to choose which image to use because, okay, the new image is actually much inferior. There's lots of JPEG artifact. The image itself is better. I mean, the image content, the photograph is a better photograph because you can see more different, keycaps, and you can also see the wrist pad. But however, the image quality is inferior. So I think this one is better. I don't want repeated images because it takes a lot of time to download. And okay, so maybe Dion will give us a new photo. So eventually I decided I don't want this. I don't want this new image, so delete it. Refresh. So that's about the keyboard. Okay. Is your command history searchable? No. So what do you mean command history searchable? So, like what do you want to do? Answer, okay, answer the question. What do you want to do exactly? What do you mean searchable? Because this pink window, that's the command called, let me show you, okay. That command is called xar-start command log. So you go to the source code. Here's the source code, xar-start command log, and it's basically just calling the command log mod, turn it on, and several commands to turn on the logging. So what do you mean by it's searchable? It's not saved to disk. If I quit Emacs, all those commands will be gone. But however, if you want to save it, you can just copy the entire buffer right now, and open a new buffer, paste it. There you have it. That's the past 30 minutes all the command calls. And if you really, that's why I'm asking you, what's your goal? If you really want the command log, like I talked about, there is a, okay, let me show you, okay. Xari Emax. Okay, Xari Emax blog. So here is my Emax website. Excuse me for a second. So back to the Emax blog. So Emax, so you want click. Okay, so yeah, let me finish this. Okay, so you go to Emax keys, turn on JavaScript. So I talked about, I've done by now 2 years of videos, YouTube, and then you go to so this section, Emacs Pinky, how to avoid Emacs Pinky, Softlightkeys, why Emacs keys are painful, the default keys. Emacs commands frequency statistics, that's the one you want. So you open that. So I did a research on all the frequencies of, you order all Emacs commands by the frequency they are called. Of different people. So here's a result. This is actually pretty old, 2007. Okay, so this is why I'm so, I'm obsessive about keyboard, about efficiency. I studied this for like by now 30 years, because I talked about this before. In 1994, I was on the Mac OS, and I used ResEdit to create the Vorak keyboard. So I started to use Vorak keyboard. So I read the books on keyboard, before there's the internet. So anyway, so this is 2007 study of Emacs command frequency. This is when I created the Ergo Emacs mod. You can still download it. Okay, Ergo Emacs mod. So let's see, search for, actually I have a link. So 2013, Ergo Emacs mod's homepage is moved to GitHub, and now led by Matthew Fiedler. Basically, he is now the leader, the maintainer of the package. So I eventually started Softlightkeys instead. So you are looking at Ergo Emacs mod, still fairly popular. Okay, so when I was doing Ergo Emacs, I did the study of the frequency, the statistics of the Emacs command. Okay, so that's about that. So, but, okay, hold on a second. Let me copy the links. Close that, don't save, cancel. split, go to talk show. Today's talk show, let me copy what we talked about. Start command log mod, okay. So we talked about start command log mod, then Ergo Emacs key binding, then the Ergo Emacs website, okay. And Ergo Emacs key binding, go back. Yeah, keyboard frequency statistics, okay. So I want to link it. Link, combine show in browser. Wait, hold on a second. Make that a code. So that's what we have talked about, a record of it. So now, on the Emacs command frequency statistics, how do you get the statistics? This, this can last for a year. So just like the command log mod, so the package you want is this one, okay. So go download it. Actually, there's an updated version by David Capello, so go there. So that a new version on this, okay, here, okay, copy. So this code is what I used for these statistics, and it will log your statistics similar to this, okay, except it also count how many times each command is called. But then you go to this link. Last week I removed most of the links from my website, so these days you have to do it manually because these corporations, including GitHub, Microsoft, New York Times, CNN, Fox News, basically all mainstream medias, they are all like, half of it is fake news and crap. They are just doing devious things. So if you want to log your commands using Emacs and their frequency, you use this one, okay. Use this one. I recommend this one. I have it on for years, but since like a year ago I stopped. I didn't bother because I've been logging it for over 15 years already, so I didn't use it now. So this is the one you want, okay. So make a copy of it, paste it here, linkify. So that's a digression about Emacs log. So actually today we have a lot to do, so I want to finish. So is this just me talking? Hey Dan Crispin. So guys, post your questions and comments, okay. So, and immortality, if you have questions to ask me, just ask it, not suggestions. I'm telling you things as is. Okay, so we talked about Dactyle Manuform. We talked about the history. We demonstrated some Emacs workflow about copying images, which went in vain because eventually I didn't want to use the new photo. So anyway, so I have a lot to talk about. I plan to do today. So let's start to do them. So again, this is my Xali working session. I'm working on my website, for the past 20 years, basically. I just wake up and work on my website. Good morning, Thalima, okay? So now what's the next thing to do? So I want to do, so this one I want to add, okay? So on Ergo Emacs mod, so let's see, talk show topic now is shift, so okay, copy. So go back to talk show, today's talk show, show the pink window, and let me show you what this one is about, okay? So close that, show in browser. So Emacs, there is a feature of shift select. That is, you can hold down shift key, then you press the arrow key, it will make a selection, okay? It doesn't work right now because I turned it off, okay? And what I want to tell you as a tip is that don't turn it off. That's a very inefficient way to make selection. Seems easy, seems convenient. A lot of people want it. Why? Because habit, you got used to it. But the more efficient way is to press a key to start selection. Then do single finger move cursor to make a selection. Press the key again if you want to start over. So turn off the shift select feature. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to turn that off in Softlightkeys, because I don't believe it's in Softlightkeys. So I need to modify the Softlightkeys source code package. So I'm showing you my workflow. So I hope you get random tips when I do my session and talk about it. For example, I'm telling you that the methodology of selecting a text one of the way, shift select, that's a very bad one, inefficient one. You want to turn it off. So if possible, you want to turn it off in VS Code in anywhere, like never use it. Instead, you want to create, if possible, create a way to have a key to start the selection. Okay. Because shift select, so why is that? So this is a keyboarding tip. Why is that? So the shift select, because that's a holding down a key, that's a modifier, that adds stress to your hand. Okay, adds stress to your hand. So you might say, oh, but I don't believe, I don't think so. I disagree. So what's your reason? Well, you can test these efficiency statements by scientifically. For example, a lot of people, they don't know things. I talk to many people by now, the millennial generation and even a hacker, they don't know things. So how do you test something? If you have two keystrokes to do exactly the same command, how do you test which one is more efficient? Very easy. You can count keystrokes, or like statistics of Emax, like that's one example. That's one of the scientific way to test which command is more frequently used. Not by asking the Emacs phonetics. Like if you ask Emacs phonetics, oh, please vote which command you use most often, so that we can arrange the keys. They will give you fake news. They will, each one will have opinions. Oh, I used Emacs for 10 years. I said you need to put the caps lock on the shift on the on the control on the caps lock position. Idiots. So back to the focus. So how do you compare two keystrokes or methodology of doing something? How do you test which one is more efficient? So one way in this case, you can first of all, by logic, that's shift select involves holding down a key, and then use your other hand to move the cursor. Now, typically in VS Code, for example, let's open the current buffer in VS Code. So I call the command VS Code. So you can see there's a command open VS Code. Do it. That will open the current Emacs buffer in VS Code. So there it is, Visual Source Code. So let's say if I want to select this line, okay, so let's do the shift method. So shift arrow down, there it is. Okay, now if you want to move around, let's see, I want to move all the way to the top. So let's say if I want to move by word, so you do shift, control, and right arrow. Okay, so you can see, can you see that? Shift, control, right arrow. Can you see my okay, it's hard to see there, but it's hard to see my screen in my camera. So shift, control, right arrow, then left arrow. That's strain on your fingers. That's a fucking painful. So on the other hand, if you can press a key. I don't know if this works. This is the Emax way. Control Y to start selection. Yeah, it doesn't work in VS Code, but there are people who have created key bindings so it works. So for example, so what you want to do instead, press a key to start selection. Then you can move by block of text. You can use these by paragraphs, text block, or if I hold it down, it moves by block. Okay, you can page down. Okay, this page is not long enough. Let's open a long, giant, long page. Okay, back to Emacs. So go to the top. Let's say start from here. Start the selection. Now you can press arrow up, down, or left, right. Or in the case of Softlightkeys, I don't have to press the arrow. I can press just one single key. Move right by word, move left by word, move down by line, move up by line, or move down by paragraph. All these Softlightkeys. Wait, show the pink window. Let's do it again. So start here, start the mark. Okay, so you can see the command is set mark command. Okay, so now I can move by paragraph and select, or I can press the arrow down. I mean, not arrow down, page down. You see, now I scroll up. You can see it's all selected. So that's efficient. Instead of the shift fucking idiots of the Linux idiots. Like when you talk to these Linux people, like tiling Windows managers, right? Many of you started to watch my video because of the article tiling Windows managers. It's Linux 4chan idiots. You watch them. Okay, they rising or whatever. They think they have the efficient way, but then they are the people. They do this. Yeah, they do this. They shift select. They in Arch Linux, in whatever i3, tiling window manager or Haskell Xmonad or whatever, they do this. Yeah, they're gonna shift control. Fucking idiots. This is why no depth. Okay, so I'm telling you. So I hope I demonstrated or persuaded you that the shift select is actually just a bad method, inefficient way to make selection. Okay, so this, more generally speaking, this is about user interface design, or in modern fad that by the online CSS design guru idiots, they would say UX, user experience, UX, UI and UX, something blah blah blah. The fucking idiots, these jargon talking, these web guru design fucking idiots. After 20 years of the software industry, Windows, Mac, or Unix, Linux, the user interface became worse. Have you got, hamburger menu? After 30 years, all these gurus, user interface design gurus with PhD from Harvard or Google, whatever, it became worse. The interface, the Twitter, for example, start a post. Now I have a 30-inch screen, 25 or 30-inch screen, something. Then I start the post. Then I'm shrinked. You cannot enlarge this window. It forces you into a 2-inch peep show. Fuck, And this is very common on Twitter, on Stack Overflow. Maybe not Stack Overflow. Very common. This you cannot read, and if you go to private messages, there's a lot of posts. You can only see a tiny portion of it. Then you have to scroll. What the fuck is this fucking idiots? But the irony that pains me is that these tech geekers, these Emacs users, Emacs fanatics, Vim fanatics, this Unix philosophy, Unix people, Linux people, tiling window managers, they never mention this kind of thing. They don't know. They don't know. So that's another article digression. about that. Okay, so let's go back. So what I was doing? So yeah, I was talking about shift select is a bad thing. Okay, so showing browser, shift select. Okay, now search for. Now what I want to do, I want to modify Softlightkeys so that I can put this shift select neo to part of Softlightkeys. Violate user choice. Before, because normally it's a good practice that customizations such as these, you should not put it into your package. I mean, that's normally, because you should allow, for Emacs, you should, especially Emacs, let people, each different person have different customizations. So your package should do just one thing, what it's supposed to do, while if user has these customizations, it should respect them. Your package should not just go over and wipe them out. But in this case, actually, it makes sense because Softlightkeys, the purpose is to change your key binding. So it's reasonable. Okay, so let's go to Softlightkeys page. Press describe key, then press the key, one of the key to Softlightkey command. Then you can see the link, jump to it. So here's the source code. Now, list matching lines. So I want to list matching lines. Select, see if there's a line matching it. No. Let's just say, okay, search for shift select. So it's not there. So let's add it. Okay. So Softlightkeys minor mod. Let's add it here somewhere. So first of all, let's go to open another window. Now I'm going to go to XAR, my personal init file directory. So how do I do that? Use a bookmark, type ABB, that will jump to my Emacs personal abbrev file. Okay, you open it. Then press the key, that will jump, that will go to the directory of my personal Emacs init files. Okay, so we are here. Now, press the key, that will call the command XAR find text in all the files in this directory. So let's open a brief. So do it again. So search for shift select, okay, and in this directory, all EL files, do it. No. Oh, okay, I know where. So go to XAR Emacs. Okay, so XAR Emacs packages. So this is XAR Emacs distro. Now if you want this distro, you pay me. Okay, so this is all my packages. Delete those backup files and go up one directory. Then there's a settings file, open it, list matching lines, shift enter, there it is. So in XAR Emacs package, Emacs distro, so just like Spacemacs and Doom Emacs. So I have my distro, but now it's not open. You pay me to get it, to get all my packages together as one. So now, and so in the settings file, so close that. So in the settings file, list matching lines, shift enter, there it occurs. So open it. So there it is. Disable shift select. That's what I want. Okay, copy it. Okay, back to Softlightkeys. Now, let's just put it here. Okay, disable it. So remove the comment. So when you load XAR, when you activate Softlightkeys, there will be this side effect. It will turn off shift select. So ideally, that's not an ideal solution because you should have it restore user settings when it's done. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I guess the proper way is just put it inside. So if Softlightkeys is on, then turn this bunch of things on. Okay. Yeah, actually that doesn't work neither. So I was thinking when Softlightkeys on, then turn it on. Otherwise, okay, this code is not so. Okay, I need to fix this code. This code is contributed by Will something. He did a major upgrade of Softlightkeys engine, but so this is not my coding style. So actually what I want to do is, you see, whenever you have a if statement, it should have, ideally it should have only 2 arguments. So here's the first argument, and the rest should be wrapped in a prong block, such as that. Okay, so ideally, so that's more close to my style. Okay, prettify the code, yeah, like that is better. So now, so you see, so this is what should be happening. So you see, so if Softlightkeys is on, wait, why is that? What is that variable? Delete selection mod, okay. Shift select mod, what? Search for it, remove that, shift select mod, if Softlightkeys, what is that variable? Softlightkeys is a variable, its value is t. So oh, that's a, right, that's a minor mod. When you define a minor mod, it automatically creates a corresponding variable, and the value of variable is t if the minor mod is on, otherwise it's nil. So the code here is checking if that variable is true. So if it's true, then do this, otherwise, okay, that's just a minor mod. Okay, so when you turn it on, yeah, okay, let's just do this here, shift select, yeah, turn off shift select, and also turn on delete selection mod. That means when you have a selection and you start to type something, it will override it. Okay, this is more traditional to any other editor, VS Code or whatnot. So there's a question, why don't you like hamburger menus? That's a problem, okay? But for that question, you can easily search for hamburger menu. Just search for hamburger menu. You'll see a lot of criticisms. I know, because I read them all, because I read a lot, you know, so I just read every day, you know, read this research, user interface issues. So for example, let's see, if you go to Xali info, my home site, then you go down, you can see this big button, CSS sucks. So here's a collection of articles about all kind of design problems, Windows UI design issues, muscle memory UI design criterion, Peepsow window. So this is what we talked about, Peepsow window. You know, there's Twitter, there's Microsoft Windows, that fucking idiocy. No, Microsoft Windows. Let me show you this one, live demo. Okay. Okay, not that one. The Microsoft Windows, very confusing idiocy. Okay, there it is. You know, this tiny, unreadable. This, you know, I'm getting old. The font is too small for me to see. You know, I cannot read it. And you see, and let me show you. Okay, and you go to ease of access. I have the font magnified to 110. It doesn't work. You know, let's say make the font 200. Okay, apply. No, I hope that doesn't crash my system. That's Windows. Shit. I don't think I ever tried to make the font size 200. I think it's crashing the system. Fuck. Jesus. Oh, okay. So you see, now I changed my font to 200. But this window, this tiny fuck, still cannot read. And look at this, each one of these. You have to scroll this claustrophobic, Peepshow window. And that's still you cannot, you cannot, there's no maximize the window. You cannot enlarge this window. And there are like tens of these windows in Microsoft Windows. This fucking fuck. And the people don't know, and people, they are, pushing for Windows 11. Oh, the next generation of user interface, Windows 11, blah, 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 this or that. But did they fix this fundamental issue? No, it's everywhere. The fucking Windows and Linux idiots. Because every time, why is this Windows idiot? Because, for example, you guys Linux people, okay, so let me cancel this, okay, cancel. Let me revert the font to, I hope the system doesn't crash. Let's see. So it's okay, apply, okay. So am I still good? So shit. What the? Okay, system. I'm just gonna apply. So if all you people, including Linux people, now is my audio still going when it's doing the wait? If people see these user interface problems in Windows, they will complain, because a lot of people complain that nobody likes Windows. The Windows will fall apart. And when Windows people, the Windows designer, when they see people complain, they will am I still going? Oh dear, that was brave. Why don't you like hamburger menus? So am I still, let's see, let's check. Okay, I think I'm still going. The thing is, all these problems, most people don't, they don't know, they don't care, including, especially the Linux, the elite hacker types. They say blah, blah, this or that, but they never themselves care or think or find anything wrong about this. That's why these things persist. Linux, they went their own way about telling Windows whatever, and it's also usually crap too. So all these problems, and yeah, so that's about Windows. Okay, let's see. Still good. Audio still good. Okay, so good. So we have demonstrated the Windows make text bigger, make your ass bigger. Fuck the Windows. And this Windows, now the Windows 10, the Metro, they have all these shiny jargons. Metro, their ass. You cannot tell which window is part of which, because it's all squares, no shadow and no border. You cannot tell which window began or which window is a sub UI part of what. Fuck the Windows. Okay, every time I talk about Windows UI problem, I need to talk fuck the Linux fuckheads, because when the Linux fuckheads, when they hear I talk about Windows, how it sucks, they will feel very happy. Yeah, that's right, because I so right, Microsoft sucks. But Linux is worse, far worse in a more significant way, because Windows, they are a commercial entity. You go there every month, you work for Microsoft, you go there, you just take money, paycheck, you do whatever, you don't really care. That's the nature of commercial entity, Microsoft. It's a giant corporation. Okay, they GitHub, GitHub, LinkedIn, that's all Microsoft. Okay, But Linux, this open source fanaticism, the open source, vision, the utopia. So you are not working for money, right? But then you look at what the UI design of Linux, it's full of crap, the worst idiot fucking possible. So that gets me angry. You see, Microsoft UI sucks. There's a good reason for it, because they are a commercial entity. Okay, nobody cares except in the beginning 5 or 10 years, its Microsoft product are very good. That's why they became successful. The price quality ratio is excellent. Microsoft Word, they revolutionized the industry. Microsoft Word, one of them. And there's also WordPerfect, but Microsoft Windows is pretty good. Price, remember, quality of the product, features divided by the price, that ratio, that is a good measurement of the product. Okay, so Microsoft, they suck today. There's a good reason for it, because they are a commercial entity. Nobody cares. You come and go. You go work for Microsoft. As a programmer, you take a lot of money every month. Next year, you leave. You leave. You don't care. Nobody cares. Okay, that's Microsoft. But Linux are created by people. These elite, typically elite, holier than thou type of people. They tell you what to do. They tell you what is good, what is bad, the code formatting, how you should code your Python or whatever. These type of people, they then look at what they created, the Unix, the Linux, the tiling Windows manager, the whatever, the file manager, it sucks donkey ass, these idiots. So that infuriates me. Okay, so you guys Linux users, you are gloating. Oh yeah, Kasai is so right. He's flaming. Yeah, Microsoft suck. No, you suck. You fucking idiots. And look at this. Okay, Peepsow window. It's on Stack Overflow. Okay, Stack Overflow. Let's go to it. Okay. Can you actually, let's instead of search wasting time, and let's not do it. But you can see, you probably have seen it if you are a programmer. You go to Stack Flow, then you have this horizontal scroll bar. The fucking idiot. The better design, you want to know what's a better design? Let me tell you what's a better design. Okay, XR JavaScript. So you can see this is my JavaScript in depth. Okay, now you go to DOM. There's a complete tutorial on DOM, and you don't need no fucking libraries or framework. No framework, no library, and your code is more efficient, simpler, more succinct than whatever React, Vue or whatever. Okay, XR JavaScript in depth. You support me and buy the tutorial. Okay. So you go, there's a DOM section. Let me show you some code. Let's not get too far away. So let's go to one of the so here's the code. So what does this code? This code does pipe functions like the Unix, like the bash shell pipe functions, without requiring them to be an object. Okay. So you can see this line of code. So let's magnify. Okay. So if your window is small, if you are on a cell phone or whatever, they shrink. You don't have to do the horizontal scroll fuck. Okay, that's a better design. That's CSS. Okay, CSS. These design gurus, responsive design fuckheads, these idiots. This is CSS. Okay, if you don't know what is CSS, you click on that, click on that, click on that. Complete tutorial on CSS. Okay. Simple, no framework, no CSS. What's the 1,000 frameworks of CSS? They say, oh, they fucking idiots. And I can also tell you why it is that way. Okay, it's mostly just because money. And in the Linux case, it's anyway, that we are getting all over the place. So Apple, so yeah, good point about Apple. Apple have always been the best design, okay? They are also commercial, that's true. They are blood hungry, they are blood thirsty, very much so. Just like Microsoft, if not worse. But however, Apple, because of the Steve Jobs, the great innovator, the great entrepreneur, he may be an asshole, he may be bad in several other things, but he's a great one of the greatest salesmen and entrepreneur. He has a vision, a truly good vision on design. What is truly best design? He knows. Steve Jobs. Okay, so Apple has always been the best design. Okay, everything just works, consistent. It takes painstaking work to do. Just like my website, every element, every detail, every character is by design. Okay, there's none of it. But then the millennial generation comes in. The millennial generation, they see my website. Oh, Ksa, your website is it's not modern. They don't know. So they want me to add 1500 megabytes of frameworks. Anyway, idiocy. So the point here is that truly good things are not being appreciated because people don't know what is a good design. People like the quality of general population's education, right? Generally, when we talk about the quality of a country, the literacy level of the population is very important, and the knowledge of the population of a country. In the same way, for programming in the programming industry, the knowledge of the people in the industry, for example, programmers, designers, whatever, is very important. So you need to have a basic understanding of what is good design. Can you actually define? Ask yourself. Maybe you have 10 years experience in programming. You have used lots of software. Maybe or maybe you are a student. But ask yourself. Can you define what is a good design? Give me 5 examples or 3. Give me 2 examples of good, really good, truly quality design of a software that you have used. Give me 2 other examples that's really bad design of user interface or UX, user experience. Yeah, try it. So and enumerate exactly why one is better, why it's worse. Can you do that? My audience, you guys, can you do that? Have you ever thought about that? So I'm asking you to give me 2 examples of software user interface that you think that's great, and give me 2 examples you think that's bad, and write an essay. Like you have to have the skill of writing an essay. Think, all these are part of it. Write an essay, tell people exactly why you think, what's the reason that, these 2 software is great in UI. What's the reason the other 2 is bad? Can you do that? So I'm telling you to, this is maybe as an exercise, maybe you like it. And this is a quality, the quality of people in software industry determines the overall quality. So when you see Microsoft sucks, don't just blame Microsoft. You are part of it. You and me, we are part of it. Microsoft is this way because people don't care. They don't know. They keep buying, they keep paying. And if you are Linux fanatics, there's more to say, because then you're gonna say, oh yeah, you don't think, you are part of a problem. You are a major part of the why Microsoft sucks. Let me tell you why, okay? Because if Linux is truly better and it's also free, all the people wants free, because if open source or free software foundation software is not free, they're gonna die. They're gonna disappear within a year. Okay, they're gonna completely disappear if it's not free. Just like Ksaali's packages, when you have to pay, nobody use it. Living in a lie, the Linux fuckheads. So if you I'm rambling all over. Let's get back. So I need to actually a lot of things I want to do here. So close that. So go to talk show. Let's paste the link. So today we already talked for over an hour already, I think. So close that. User interface design. Close that. There are other things I wanted to do, but we've been rambling all over. So this is Soft Keyboard blog. That's Manuform. That's Dactyle Manuform, Dactyle keyboard, Kinesis Advantage. This Softlightkeys, copy the link. It's already there. Show in browser. So today's talk show topics: user interface design, Doom. Yeah. So, but I want to do other things. So anyway, here back to Softlightkeys. I did add. So Shift Select is added. Okay. So go to the top, change the date here. Okay, save it and go to eShell. Git add Softlightkeys changed and git commit and say Softlightkeys. Okay, Softlightkeys mod shift select neo now. Okay, enter it. Okay, so commit it. Okay, close that. One thing done. Show in browser. So Softlightkeys, so that item is done. So now if we go to notes, let's see, Talk Show topic notes. There's actually I wanted to do quite a few things today, but we went all over. So Emax list, association list, we can do that. So what Ian Covio says software pages are not free. Users have to pay for internet services. Yeah, that's, you are talking about micropayment, the whole infrastructure. Anyway, they never, like micropayment, people been talking about that, which is supposedly great, but they failed for 20 years. There's not many people even talking about that much anymore, but used to be in the 2010s. Every few years, there's people try to push that. It's never worked. It never worked partly because these empires, Google, they are controlling it. They don't want it. Basically, Google, Facebook, or whatever. They are controlling the thing. They don't want it to happen. That's one of the things. Because if they really want it to happen, it will happen. Micropayment system. The other reason is that most people, they want free. They don't want to pay. The vast majority of people. That's just built-in intuition. Intuition. You just, when something is if you have to pay for something, even if it will benefit you overall, people will not choose to do it. They rather prefer whatever is free. Just like Linux versus proprietary systems, for example. Anyway, so if you use Linux or whatever free, usually you spend a lot of time every day to try to get something to work. Okay, so let's see what's the next thing I want to do. Let's just keep doing. Okay, any more comments? So I'm going all over. How many people are watching? 5. There's a lot I want to do, but I think that's it. That's it for today. Yeah, I kind of feels like I wasted my walk-in session today, because I wanted to work on my website. So let's see, Xas Talk Show. What have we been talking? History of Dactyle. Okay, so okay, let me just work on. Okay, let's open backup, open notes. Okay, what is this? Emax settings. So did we git status? Okay, there's no change here. So what's the next thing? Okay, let's I want to do things on my website. Let's do next thing. So that's Wolfram language, PowerShell, Emax workflow. We do sitemap. Okay. Okay, this command I need to modify. HTML keyboard shortcut markup. And this one, how to delete association list by key. So I need to write a tutorial on my Emacs Lisp tutorial on association list. I need to add an item about how to delete a key, element by key. Okay, so I need to write that. Then okay, so that's Emacs Lisp coding here. Then write a Emacs Lisp command to update side panel of current HTML. Okay, that's another Emacs Lisp task. That's gonna take half an hour or more. So this is also gonna take half an hour or more on the association list. Then Emacs Lisp write a command, highlight Unicode. Okay, that's gonna take 10 minutes. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you like my stuff, buy my stuff. Okay, pay me, PayPal, Patreon, Amazon gift card. Okay, that's it. Bye. Visual Studio Code, close. You know, funny, you can see processes. Visual Studio Code. Memory, 270. You know, with a bunch of processes. We only have one single file open and it's closed now. So 271 megabytes of RAM used. Meanwhile, Emacs, it's only 60. Okay, so Emacs is here, so you can see 52 megabytes. I've been using Emacs all this while. Visual Studio Code. Okay, close that. Shut. Okay, so this key, we'll shut it. That's Alt F4, another Windows idiocy. Okay, Twitter, fucking Twitter. So this is command frequency statistics. Close it. Emacs mod. Close it. Key frequency. This is great if you want to log your Emacs command. It will count them. You know, it'll tell you which command you call the most often. Close it. Okay, bye.